All right. So joining me in the commentary booth today, I have two fresh faces. I need to update the pronouns. I'll have to ask them. I think it's he, him for both, but I will double check with them when they get online. But they are both people who played in two qualifiers for Fresh Faces 2, coming on in from the Zooter community, thanks to Flash AM, who played valiantly against Uki earlier. It's All Rats Gaming and Roho Mage. All Rats, Roho, thank you for joining me and closing out this incredible evening.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us here, brother. I do appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to seeing what this seed brings us.
Oh, I forgot to reset the tracker. Oh no, give me a second.
Oh no.
I don't think it's truly a randomizer race until somebody forgets to reset the tracker, whether that's a TO or a runner. And I have been known to accidentally mess up my tracker on more than one occasion.
Oh, Sam. Absolutely Sam.
So I think I just got the seed. Here seems to be,
right.
I think this is correct. This looks different from last seed. So these are our numbers for your final race tonight. Any thoughts, racers?
I don't like that Beast Castle.
Beast Castle 6 is definitely going to be an interesting meta to watch. It's going to be interesting to see how these two racers tackle Beast Castle 6. Because having a Port Royal 6 and a Twilight Town 6 is not unheard of, but a Beast Castle 6 is definitely something that's going to throw him for a loop.
Thank you so much to Rebel Kitten X Ray for the follow. Just wanted to briefly get that shout out on before the seed gets exciting.
Yeah, no problem. Also curious about the Space Paranoids 4.
Yeah, that's a big number for that small world.
Yeah, for Space Paranoids, definitely.
It's a world you like to usually leave for the levels, right? But like, if you really think about it, if you wanted to get through it from start to finish, the first visit does not take long at all.
No.
Oh no, not at all. It's very quick, especially if it's something you've practiced off stream or just in general, just understand it. You can breeze through it so quickly. A lot of these you can actually breeze through so quickly. And watching everybody coming through the whole qualifiers and chopping block, so many of these players have improved so much. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and I'm just so excited to see what they can actually bring here. So it looks like we already have someone going Beast Castle. So this is going to be fun.
We got... oh, actually, I'm watching from the wrong way. I'm watching from the actual stream.
Yeah, no, I'm streaming to Discord too, so you can take a look at
Yeah.
This is
I have both pulled up. That way I can gamble. I mean, put my points into the proper channels.
Beautiful.
Let's see.
Very interesting matchup that we have here to close out the night, because this is very much a new school versus old school. Bahb has been around the block, but usually just comes back every once in a while to play in these beginner tourneys, and Bahb actually had a decent amount of success in King of the Crown 2, just short of the final bracket, but was a menace in some of those earlier formats of King of the Crown 2. And I actually had not heard of City Hall prior to Fresh Faces 2, so you got a very nice new school versus old school matchup here.
Well, there's an instant report right there for drive forms being dead unless they really, really want that magnet.
Oh my god. What a complete flip from what we saw earlier today.
That is a very big flip from what we had earlier. And that, I'll have to be honest, I was holding my breath the entire end of that match. I won't lie to you.
Oh, I did not expect it to be as close as it did.
No. I was there watching that last one, prepping for this one, and that was definitely, I'd say, a huge highlight. Having that worth it to die in the end and to re-get the dome skip.
Yeah,
that was phenomenal.
That's crazy. It was. I'm still not over it.
No, and I don't. I don't expect anyone tonight to be over it for a while. But yeah, to see the drive form leveling be dead, unless they really need that magnet in the end, that's definitely a good thing to have knowledge-wise.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see with these reports and let's see, we got a summon and a fire element. Curious to see if this early Beast Castle is going to pay off.
I mean, so far out of the two plays that are being made, now City is definitely clearing checks a lot faster because it's a nice straight line through Pride Lands.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it's not paying off, but their execution through it is really nice. Oh, there's a fire element. I stand corrected. But they're pushing through very quickly. Very nice. Less than 3.5 minutes, and they're already at Oasis. Fantastic.
Though I will say, correction though, I think it did pay off quite incredibly just to have the knowledge check that there's only the magnet element in the drive form levels. Oh. Yeah, I'd say that it's honestly that would be a huge payoff instead of having to go through all the different drive forms and leveling all of those up to full level. Just knowing that one where it could possibly be like the last proof that you need, just knowing that that's not the case, I think is also going to be a huge save.
And given how much Gamba these settings are, oh man, one play could really make the huge difference here.
Yeah, so I think it's already been a huge payoff just to know that that's a magnet element and it's not a proof.
Oh, absolutely.
But I am still curious about the 3 that we've got in Soar's Heart.
Yeah, that's going to be
looks
scary.
like they're going to high-five each other.
Yeah, because I know personally when I did Qualifier F, I know that went to about level 46, and that was a proof needed.
Yep, and we had a proof on 44 earlier today, so...
Ooh, did we?
Don't give me flashbacks to Chopping Block, please.
Yeah, we've definitely seen some interesting seeds rolled out here today, and throughout this entire event, actually. But I think honestly, I think a lot of these fresh faces have just rolled with the punches incredibly.
Oh, absolutely.
They have done phenomenal work, just like rolling with the information that they get and kind of deducing what the best play is from there.
And it's been really interesting to see that the best play is kind of different depending on which perspective you're looking at, right? Sometimes the tracker just gives you information at different times depending on when you do things, and the best play differs because of that.
Oh, absolutely. Also watching, because you said Babs comes in and out every now and again, seeing the movement coming from Babs is definitely something a lot of newer runners want to pay attention to.
Absolutely.
Because it is very helpful. It saves seconds, and coming from other randos, currently Donkey Kong 64 and Zelda, any movement you can minimize or make a lot quicker saves your time in the long run by you can shave upwards up to a minute just on movement alone.
Yeah, 100%. I'm so glad you pointed that out, because I think that's something we haven't really talked much about in FF2 so far.
Oh yeah, I was watching Froppy was somebody I watched in the beginning, and seeing how they did some of the movement. I was a little curious because I wasn't sure what I was doing, and then I saw Froppy do it, and I watched Rat do it, and I was like, you know what, they might be onto something. Maybe I should take notes here.
Yeah, it's very interesting, but definitely to say movement is a huge factor, especially learning early on the fact that with the mechanics of FF2 and how the randomizer works, that it faces you in the direction that you need to go every time you load into a new place. That definitely helps the movement mechanic entirely.
Oh, absolutely. That and routing, because there are some new players, like myself was one of them, using me as another reference because I really did not know a lot. The only reason I was in this was because Froppy and Rat. I did not know the shotgun routing that a lot of players are using now, or, like modified versions of it. So I used to go in and do deep world pushes. I would go through one entire world at a time. And I don't think I've seen anyone else do it, so that's awesome that they paid attention, they did their studying, and it's just learning the routing is going to save them a lot of time. And it showcases where they started versus where they're at now.
Commentators, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to do some double checking because the pronouns didn't update for me automatically here. Can you remind me what pronouns both of you use?
Yes.
He, him is fine for me.
He, him is fine for both of
that
you?
Yes, that also works for me, unless you want to use my mother's, which is get out. That's also a good one my mother's used.
But
I did not see that one coming.
The pronouns are good.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, and interesting thing, we've kind of seen a flip between these two racers. We saw them first going to, one went to Agrabah and one went to Pride Land, and then they kind of flipped. So we're kind of seeing the same routing in just kind of, with very few tweaks. It's very interesting. I'm also curious about City Hall going for this, going for the,
Halloween Town?
Yes, thank you. I don't know why. The word just left my mind. But yeah, I'm curious about seeing City Hall going for this Halloween Town push.
I mean, honestly, getting that Ansem report for Sora's Heart having a torn page is kind of nice. And seeing how there's only one check, I mean, right there off the bat, they have 6 checks to get without having to touch a minigame. So hopefully they get something out of it. If not, that's a heck of a push going through all of 100 Acre just to find one item that you might need or might be beneficial.
Well, the other thing about Halloween Town is that it offers very early levels. These Jack in the Boxes, I don't know what they're actually called, but they offer a lot of EXP. So you're getting some early levels by coming here.
Oh yeah, combine that with early Pride Land, just shooting up levels. It's great. Which is why you want to take abuse of or not take abuse, sorry. You want to use the death abuse as much as you can before you get to those, because you won't really be able to make it a lot faster if you're already leveled up, which is unfortunate because then you're just wasting time. But these players have a good understanding of what they're doing, where they're pushing, and how they're pushing, that it doesn't really matter at this point.
Seems to be.
I'm gonna try something here. I'm gonna try to fix Bab's timer to showcase both of them, if I'm fortunate enough to maybe do that.
Oh, absolutely.
I think I managed.
Well, it looks like Bab just got the report for the leveling, so that's gonna be very that's gonna come very much in handy.
Oh, absolutely.
So now we have both racers knowing it's that the dry form leveling's dead. So a lot of focus is going to come off of that.
Yeah, we can also see too that Halloween Town is now an ABN thanks to City Hall's push. So they got that final Ansem report, which showed that Port Royal had a Blizzard element, and the first check they got out of Port Royal was also Twilight Town having a Blizzard element. Blizzard is an amazing spell to use personally in Port Royal, just because of the nice little mechanic it has where it freezes the enemies there. I don't really think it freezes anyone anywhere else. I may be wrong. I've only ever used it in Port Royal the most during these settings, and I've benefited a lot from it. But I've seen a lot of other racers use Thunder, and it clears the board so fast.
Yeah, actually, okay, so now we've got City Hall going for the 4 in Space Paranoids.
Oh yeah, it looks like they were almost going to high-five each other again. We've only got one high-five out of them so far, and that was an Agrabah.
We need to start some sort of drinking/donation game for every high-five potential that there is. That's what we need going forward.
I'm curious to see if there is going to be any more sort of high-fives going on with these two, because they seem almost quite synced just in that sense.
Well, they've definitely adopted the idea that I'm just doing shotguns. I'm going to get the first few chests in every world. So the order that they do it in might not be tremendously important, at least not at this stage. But I suspect that they're going to be making the rounds in all of the worlds, with the exception probably of STT.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that STT3, that could be a make or break for either of these racers. Because STT is always a possible gamble with any amount of number.
Yeah, it really is like the wild card of these settings.
Absolutely.
Oh,
it is jail for a reason.
And most of the time having it unhinted, because these settings, I'm not used to these settings for hints. To me, it's a lot different coming from what I came out of. So it was a whole thing to try to get used to. It took a little bit of time, but I kind of got the hang of it. But it's still just a huge gamble, because you're kind of getting either 1 or 2 hints maybe to a world, and the rest you kind of have to guess because they don't have the point system, which was recently pointed out to me. Thank you, Rat. I remembered it.
Yeah, no problem. The thing I want to bring up, though, is while you're mentioning that, because you, Rojo, you came out of Uter and the Path of the Hero sort of hint systems, correct?
Correct, yeah. It kind of has that wath where it pushes you towards a certain logic. So having it here where you don't really have that was a huge, huge ballpark to have to play in for me. And I mean, anyone else that came from different randomizers, whether they have those waths or paths, whatever, it's completely different to these settings. And I know Froppy has explained that there are different settings for different styles. This one was just the one that was more, this is a broad spectrum, we want everyone to have fun, which don't get me wrong, I love this. I've been itching to play a new seed, so I'm hoping Rat kind of plays a seed with me after this, but we'll see.
These settings in particular are by design meant to be more that, like, if someone who isn't in the KH2 rando community looked at the tracker, they kind of realize, oh, the numbers go down by 1 when you find something. Oh, and that world also goes down by 1, so the number at the start means how many there are. Okay, I think I get it. Because these hint systems can get, like, very complicated. We have a hint system called Path, where the hints are based on where the checks are in the vanilla game. So you have to memorize where the checks, or at the very least follow this, like, pictograph of where the original checks are. So it can get very complex, and it's not that it's a bad thing or a knock against the settings. I'm personally not the chat knows I'm not the biggest fan of Path, but I get why it's popular and fun. But we definitely wanted to keep it as simple as possible, even if it did kind of create this spin the wheel type setting. Let's just pick the world correctly and move on.
I mean, honestly, a lot of players have been blessed by RNGesus these runs, and it's also incredible because sometimes it comes down to RNG, other times it comes down to, like you said, their understanding of things. And that understanding is a huge and crucial part of any randomized run, whether you're doing it for fun, whether you're doing it for competitive nature or charity like this. It's a huge part of what makes rando. And sometimes it pays out nicely, other times you kind of ABN.
Yeah, the ABN
has been that's been quite a thing for me.
I was about to say the same thing. I was going to say, I think all rats might know a thing or two about ABNing these seeds.
I know quite a few things about ABNing seeds.
See, I poked fun at Rat a little bit, like a light jest about ABN, and then what happened in Chopping Block? I just about ABN.
Yep, that
Fate
came
is
around.
a cruel mistress.
Indeed, but the thing is, being a fresh face myself, seeing the sort of the learning curve of it, and seeing how everyone is sort of gets the hang of it after so quickly. Because I've heard you talk a lot about how people join maybe like a week before or like a couple of weeks before, like myself, and just seeing them learning these shotguns, figuring out these routes, and sort of just figuring out the logic of, if I find this hint that says this item's here, where do I go from here?
Right.
It's really just an incredible thing and it's definitely no easy feat to sort of to learn all of these ins and outs and strategies and metas to this.
Absolutely.
It is, and it's honestly, it's fun personally to really sort of put yourself into something, even if you played Kingdom Hearts 2 since it came out, or for whatever amount of time, having the spin on it is just so refreshing.
It's really why I think so many people come back to the randomizer as frequently as they do, because like speedrunning KH2, there's definitely a niche of people that speedrun KH2 that do not enjoy the randomizer, and it's because I think that they typically enjoy the hyper optimization of every fight with the fixed tools. Whereas the randomizer, and I'm biased here because obviously I don't speedrun KH2 and I only play the randomizer, but it feels like a nice breath of fresh air where every seed feels like a different game to me. And I have to approach it very differently, and I can't rely on my exclusive memory.
Yeah, no, I can definitely agree with that. We've had those sort of conversations back and forth, and also early magnet for City Hall on the Twilight Town. That's gonna be huge.
Oh, definitely.
And a Blizzard element. Seems like there's a lot of elements going on here in Twilight Town.
Oh, absolutely. So, what are your guys' thoughts on this seed? Because I'm going to call it now. People can boo me all they want. I'm going to think second visit for some of these proofs, as we have not seen anything.
That's not going to get booed. That's just par for the course at this point. But I do want to point out, Oro asks, Oro the Azure. We have two Oros. We had Oryx44, who just came out of the race, and then Oro the Azure, who I believe plays tomorrow.
Ooh.
Oh my god!
Sorry to interrupt, but we just got a proof in 100 Acre Wood,
and it was
in like the base 100 Acre. Yeah, it was the first place.
Oh my god!
It's Pooh Bear's house.
Bear.
So the one check in 100 Acre Wood was Pooh Bear's house, and it was proof of peace.
That makes sense.
Huge.
That makes sense. Pooh is a peaceful kind of bear.
He definitely is, but that definitely could have gone all the way to Starry Hill.
Oh no! Don't remind me. I did that. No, don't. I didn't remember how to do it, so I was panicking, man. I didn't read.
Oh man, but yeah, no, I'm very curious how Bob must feel having this so early on.
You know, I don't have my glasses on, so I thought it said protector bait, and I was like, "There's bait in this game. We can fish."
Well, there were some baity numbers, which I'm a little scared that Beast Castle might have been a big bait number, because we have they have the exact same checks currently for Beast Castle because they went through the the shotgun. But I'm very curious what the remaining two might be. Or it could be another case of it being in Land of Dragons.
Yeah, so speaking of that, I have 3 quick things to say. 1, don't mention fishing again because you've excited my TO Kale, because if you read the chat, he said fishing with eyes. We don't need that guy any more excited than he currently is.
Oh, Kale!
He's very excited about
look what
fishing.
you've done.
You missed it. I was fishing over the summer because I had to go work with my dad, and I was the only one who caught a fish. It was small, and we had to let it go, but I swear, that catfish tried to swallow the hook. It was so deep in there, we actually had to cut the poor guy open just to get it out.
Oh,
I felt really bad, so we kind of took it to some people who were fishing for bigger fish. Like, hey, you guys want this? Because unfortunately, it kind of...
Only video game fishing.
It Zemnist itself, so we kind of got to get rid of it.
Lord. No, I think there's a video game fishing, and I want to say Final Fantasy XIV. I don't know enough about the game. But the second thing I wanted to say is... You may have heard people call Bahb the sniper, and I want to briefly bring your attention as to why that is. Look at the difference in the loadless times for these 2 players. Bahb is already a minute and 10 seconds ahead on loadless, if you will. Or behind on loadless, however you want to think about it. Bahb has a PC that is barely functioning, as he himself has claimed. I'm not trying to, shame anyone's PC build. That is how Bahb in DMs has described it to me. He called it a potato. So...
No,
okay.
Rojo knows plenty about that.
Yeah, I've been running my randos for the past 8 months off of a laptop. A 4-year-old laptop from Best Buy with a VTuber that also runs at the same time. So you can imagine how bad it may look at times. There are moments where if it lags really quickly and you get that kind of, like when audio cuts out for a brief moment, my Discord, I have to actually log out of my Discord and log back in to hear any audio or use my microphone. So luckily, I'm not doing anything major tonight that's going to cause that.
I just want to briefly bring our attention to the fact that we have Magnet Explosion, and City Hall is actually experience boosting on screens here. Going to get those early levels out of the way.
Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna be a huge thing when it comes to Sora's Heart, because we've still got 2 besides the Torn Pages.
Right. And then the last thing I wanted to quickly say is RO the Azure had a question about how you 2 might feel about LOD this season.
Rojo, what do you think first?
I have an exclusive relationship with Land of Dragons that is not to be talked about in a legal sense, but I think it's going to be fun.
With a 4, I mean, we talked about this previously before we hopped on here. There's quite a few checks that can be done. So if they choose, like, if they get something through their shotgun, it could be easily cleared, or it could be pushed very far all the way to LOD2. It could be going all the way to I don't remember if LOD goes to 3, with their Dragon Heartless, but LOD is a cruel mistress. LOD could very much help you or very much hurt you. It tends to go with a lot of these other worlds, but I think for this one, I think there might be something there, because I mean, we saw in the last one, we saw it was in the throne room, and there's just such potential. It's very possible that unless
he said potential.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that a bad word here?
It's a joke because there was a tournament right before this one where we were told by a very, very experienced player not to say the word potential because it's bad for the mental health.
Oh no!
It's all
Wait,
good,
you guys
dog.
still have yours?
Oh boy.
Look,
but
man, I run All Sanity Archipelago Wind Waker. I don't have any potential at this point.
you what?
Oh wait, sorry, my sanity thing. What's the word? Mental health. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Damn.
But I think the fact that we already got Proof of Peace out of 100 Acre Wood early, I'm thinking that it's definitely going to be something that they're going to be going for hopefully soon. I mean, that's something I'd like to see.
Oh my god,
is
proof on level 32. Sorry,
Oh,
and Valor
what?
form. So we have a Valor form and proof on level 32 for City Hall, who just did screens. So I believe.
okay.
Oh.
So we've got 2 marked down.
I think I had to quickly leave the room. Did City Hall take an unfortunate death on screens and then come back, or?
I don't know.
Okay, Ara says yes. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, doesn't matter. We still got the everything we needed off of levels, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm just here for the pretty colors, man.
So it looks like the one that's in Disney Castle is a cure element.
Ooh, that's huge to know.
So
Disney.
it is.
That
Isn't it the
is.
same thing that happened last seed? That the cure got hinted and then no one had to go in there? That's the exact same thing that happened last seed.
Is this the same seed or is this a new seed?
It is a new seed, I can tell you that much.
Is it a new seed?
The drives are not at
See-
5, and it is bait though.
True,
So maybe
true.
Maybe it is the same seed. Monk at W.
See, I saw Dare put in DC is dead, and unfortunately, because I've been doing nothing but randos lately, my mind went straight to Dodongo's Cavern. That's weird. It's like, no, wait, hold on, wait, they just said it. Give your brain a second. We're gonna see a
Yeah.
giant bombable lizard inside Disney Castle sitting on Minnie's throne, going, "You can't pass here. Give me the Goron's ruby."
But no, we have City Hall pushing LOD, so I'm we'll see where this goes, but the fact of City Hall putting it pretty midway through the shotgun might be a sort of a big thing.
Well, do we have any shotguns missing? 100 Acre Wood and OC for City Hall are the only shotguns not touched. So I think City Hall kind of has an interesting spot here with LOD because with the early magnet explosion, your magnet is kind of weak, right? Because you only have a single one. But that explosion that follows up behind with if you equip Finishing Plus an explosion, it just obliterates anything in your path. So this
this can be a very quick go through.
Exactly. It's something we haven't
So
had the
I think-
opportunity to see in previous seeds because these magnets have either been evading us or we didn't have explosion.
Right, so to have that pair together, going firstly into LOD, I think that's going to make for a very quick work of it, which is what I'm going to assume is City Hall's train of thought at the minute.
Right. Crazy that levels dies so quickly.
Yeah, that is... It's a massive relief, I would say, to and it definitely sort of shifts gears in what to sort of work on passively. Which is why we got the EXP boosting and the level up in screens, which led to the what was it, proof of non-existence?
Yep.
Yeah. So that led to sort of pushing towards that passively, but City Hall didn't do it too passively. Really dug into leveling on that one, which of course paid off beautifully.
Yeah. Now, bahb did just get an experience boost, which is something that City Hall did have prior to going into screen. So I think bahb, especially having collected this experience boost, might be in a similar boat where, especially with that 4 Space Paranoids, and even the 4 Twilight Town from his perspective, is about to get a bunch of levels either way.
Yeah, definitely. Especially, well, they're probably gonna death abuse this scene right here.
I think
Though
we
it
have
could
Trinity
be
Limit.
an opportunity. Oh,
So for the
never
unaware,
mind.
remember, Trinity Limit does a bunch of hits, and this fight actually has a flag where as long as you do 100 hits, I believe, you can just move on. So
Yep.
I think we're going to
Yeah,
get
it does.
There you go. Boom.
Yep, there we go. Wow, so that was about the same amount of time,
Yeah.
if not quicker.
Yeah, it can definitely be quicker than a Death Abuse, because Death Abuse has some variance, right? Like sometimes Goofy might kill one of the nobodies that was about to hit you, and it takes longer. Whereas the Trinity, as long as you press the right buttons, it's roughly the same, like, what, 6-7 seconds every time?
Yeah, that was about give or take. But I'm definitely seeing the current time split between it is making me very curious for how they will. I'm just getting flashbacks to the 7-second difference from last match.
Yeah, the thing is that like here it doesn't matter who's behind. We have to wait for bahb to finish because bahb is probably going to be like 5 minutes behind. by the time we hit the end, if not more. We're already, what, 2 minutes behind right now?
Yeah, we're already 2 minutes behind. It is incredible. It is definitely snipe opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I'm shocked that Bahb
See,
has
now
not renamed the Twitch channel Bahb the Sniper.
I mean, that can always be a suggestion.
Sniper, no sniping. If
Sniper,
it weren't for the war
sniping.
context, that would have been way funnier. But time sniper, no sniping. There we go. To clarify. Oh my God! Wait, did we get second chance on LOD here?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Wow. So we have second chance once more knowledge between the two of them.
Yep.
And unfortunate for Bab and Yensid's tower that lovely little Ansem report about Halloween Town having another Ansem report. Or no, Torn Page. Sorry, I can't read.
Yeah, that did bring that out. Something that they had already gotten before. But again, like I said, both of them already having that knowledge for the magnet element and the dry form leveling. Huge advantage.
And City Hall electing not to do the minute fight in LOD. This is something I was very surprised to see. We've had kind of an interesting divide of people wanting to do the minute fight in Land of Dragons with more checks to go, and those who just immediately leave. I guess we don't have limit form, but what are your thoughts on doing the LOD minute fight?
I think if you still have some levels to grab in Sora's Heart, it might be a really good idea, especially if you have XP boost. But in terms of saving time, if you've already kind of pushed a lot that's in there and you want to go check other stuff, so kind of early on like this, yeah, I would say forsake it and come back to it later when you're starting to do some cleanup looking for your last bit of stuff. Because, I mean, that in itself could just open up the last item you need. And last locating is never fun. But yeah. I also completely forget to leave it alone at the same time, so I will do it without magnet and then complain about it while I am doing it.
Yeah.
I will quickly say that...
Ooh, there's a reflect.
Yes, there's a reflect in T2-1, but before we move off of LOD too quickly, I do want to say experience boosting on that fight is very difficult because those are very low battle level enemies, so EXP boosting, especially on beginner, is very, very challenging.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's where magnet will definitely help out, too, because you can kind of get a little bit more faster. Not much.
Yes.
But,
no, but you're
just
right,
that tiny bit helps.
Every bit helps.
Because if nothing else, you're at least pushing close to another level up, if nothing else.
Speaking of every bit helps, if you'll allow me to make this beautiful segue, we're currently running a charity stream.
Wonderful.
So every bit helps. All funds go to Ukrainian humanitarian aid efforts from Project Hope, mainly going to those who have fled Ukraine for other countries but left everything behind, as well as those who are still in Ukraine on the battlegrounds. I do also want to push that Tiltify does have a donation matching feature. It is unfortunately for our big spenders or big donators. I think the minimum that you can pledge is $500 for the donation matching feature. However, should you do that, any subsequent donations up to your pledge will effectively double because the pledge will donate up to the same amount donated during that time spent. So if you are willing and able, please consider donating anything. But again, only if willing and able. I like what Sunlight said to us earlier. If you are debating between donating and paying rent, do not donate. Only if you are willing and able. Please and thank you.
That's a wonderful...
What if I sell feet pics to donate? Will that count?
Absolutely. Listen, we don't care where you get your money.
All right, come here, Pharaoh. You're a husky. People like your paws. We'll sell Toby and pics in the cat.
If I could just chime in for a second, I just saw an interesting thing where Bahb kind of sat behind screens like before it, getting a lot of damage put in to get that even further EXP boosting.
Oh, that's what they were doing. Oh man, that's actually. Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, they were sitting there taking hits, getting their health low before going into screens.
Yep.
To further push that in.
Look, we're just solidifying during this commentary that Rojo cannot and will not ever read, apparently. So we'll just have it there that Rojo's going to strong arm his way through everything and just hope it works.
Well, we're already up to level 28, so it's definitely helping. It's not going to be. Oh, there we go. All right, so they've got the that proof there. So that definitely paid off.
We'll take you to the shop, Rojo. We'll get your feet done before the feet pick incentive.
Now, Let me see. Because
I'm already loving City Hall's Blizzard usage here in Port Royal. That's just a personal love of mine. I go City. I mean, what? I don't have a favorite. What?
no, I'm very interested looking at both of these because just now having Bab pushing Space Paranoids is now they just got both. I'm curious to see if they actually push it farther than what City Hall did.
They might. I mean, they've got enough time to do it, but also it's really going to depend on if they feel comfortable doing it at this point, or if they're going to go do something else. Because they still do have a lot of other areas to check.
We just got final one at Port Royal, by the way.
Ooh.
Oh, that's big.
Which I know that we kind of discussed that drive levels being dead is kind of huge, but having a leveled up final form and limit form makes so many fights easier as you progress. But not even that, but it also makes like the final fight significantly easier. Think about mob fights, just being able to final fight Raga through everything.
It makes
that is true
too if you have limit, which is great.
I do also want to point out, so I apologize for whoever did this because Comey taught me how this works and my dumb brain already forgot how it works, but this 2x makes it look like someone did use the donation matching feature.
I did see something like that pop up against the stream.
I did not see it, so I don't know how to... I'm technical difficulty, if you will.
So, I saw a little thing pop up across the screen saying it was an anonymous donation match for, I believe, about
You
500?
are correct. We have an anonymous donation match of $500. So to Anonymous, thank you so much for the donation match. So just to remind people, up for the next $500, your donation is effectively doubled. So if you are willing and able, now is the time.
Let me go get my wallet so I can sub in more than one way.
And again, remember that every donation makes you eligible for that raffle. But continue. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I'm more curious on your thoughts. We've kind of been going back and forth on this. I'm curious what you're thinking between these two racers and how the trackers are looking.
Well, for starters, these two racers have been at the top of their fields. Like, I need to know what the actual seeding is, just because I know it's also going to be close. So 13 and 20. So they're like right there. Both of them have cleared so much content. Looking at Bab's tracker, also TT2 kills everything. A lot of content, 2 proofs, almost a piece. I will say City Hall probably will go to 100 Acre Woods soon enough, I imagine. So this is scary.
It is.
With Port Royal also being dead. I mean, I have to quickly catch up because so much content just happened. So I'm trying to show the joint.
Yeah, no worries.
So what's left here? We've got STT2, LOD1, HB1, BC2, OC2. Has either player entered OC yet? Okay.
No.
No.
Bab has done the shotgun. Bab has done the shotgun.
Yeah, Bab did the shotgun.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So we have Bab had done the shotgun on OC, but they haven't really gone too deeply into it.
Well, pushing a deep OC is really a gamble because either you're losing time by not getting enough checks anywhere else, or you're going to win big and get what you need really quickly. But so much of it is hidden behind Hades that is kind of... it's risky. Now, doing it with a form, like Final or Master, pretty good idea. Especially Master, because it's a godsend for jumping up on the Hydra's back. But I don't know, man. It's risky. I like taking the big risks, so I love doing it. But I also have a love for the Hercules movie, so
yeah. I mean,
it's there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen time and time again. Whenever we do see a racer jump on the Hydra's back, everyone loses their minds. It is something that everyone goes pretty crazy for. Let's see here. Just got a. Okay, think that just showed them the Howl Bastion has once more, so they just got that notice.
Correct, yeah.
But they're going back into Pride Lands.
Well, there is still
a couple amount
of checks there. So they got to do what? They have to do Scar, and then they have to come back for Ground Shaker, which is
Yeah, Ground Shaker again is a very big gamble. Because it is, it's the end of Pride Lands.
Wait,
and
I'm sorry. Are we out of reports on City Hall side? What?
Yep.
We are.
So, okay.
We're out of reports.
To answer your question from earlier, I was going to say that both of these players have been playing like ridiculously optimally. The only real difference is that City Hall has PR done, whereas BAB has TT. So that's I don't have enough time to keep up with how well these two players are playing to give it. Oh my god! And we have proof of connection.
Just got proof of connection.
Oh,
so it was
God.
it. Oh boy! So we almost know where everything except for the Promise Charm is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just missing Promise Charm. What are we thinking? What are we thinking on the Promise Charm?
Sorry to detract, but I saw the donation. Thank you. I didn't read fast enough. Thank you.
It was Taser 2. Taser 2
Yep.
is playing on Friday, I think, bringing up the rear of the top 32. Taser 2, thank you so much for the $100 donation, putting us at the 4K mark.
Ooh.
Congrats,
I'm
everyone.
gonna side with Oro here, detracting from that for a brief second. I think Promise Charm is in jail. I think Oro's on to something here.
Really?
Is it where? In jail?
In jail.
Oh, no.
In jail? In STT?
We don't have any more
Really?
reports, so that's actually kind of huge to know, because with no more reports, even though STT is a first visit, it doesn't matter. We know where all the reports are.
We do know where all the reports are, but, man, I mean, it's very possible, because we still have one left in Hollow Bastion, and we still have 2 left in Beast Castle.
Oh no! Don't bring Zaldin into this. I don't like Zaldin.
Zaldin might be brought into this.
Amber
got another
Exalt
donation for
F4
$50.
coming in with a $50 donation. Thank you so much, Amber, both for playing and donating. Same goes to Taser. Taser's also playing in our top 32.
You guys are the real MVPs here.
But there's quite a few places it still could be.
All right, so here we go.
Oh, we've got City Hall going for 100 Acre.
Here we go. Here we go.
This is insane. So here's our joint tracker as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
So we
There's
have...
proof of peace for City Hall.
We're actually running out of stuff to do, honestly.
We're running out of content.
So we have 1 in Hollow Bastion, 1 in Land of Dragons, 2 in STT aside from the Torn Page, which we know the Torn Page is not going to help us given the early proof.
Oh,
and the fact that we're still pretty early in.
Yeah.
Like, game time-wise, we're about 40 minutes. And that just speaks to how these two are playing.
And I want to also point out that it does look that City Hall has the advantage, but I want to remind people, Bab the Sniper is the sniper for a reason. We are 2.5 minutes behind. So Bab has all the time to potentially still go through Treasure Room and catch up by doing Pride Lands.
Yeah, Bab has got that 50 gauge Oathkeeper.
Oh. Yeah, and crazy. Bab doesn't know that it's all reports in Agrabah.
Yep.
But that is the last of their reports. So if Bab goes for Agrabah, then they'll also have all reports cleared. Which is, I mean, would it be a massive time waster at this point? Besides getting the knowledge from those 3 checks or from those 3 reports?
To do what?
To go to Agrabah and get those 3 reports.
Well, keep in mind, Bab doesn't know that those are the 3 reports, right? From Bab's perspective, they could be literally anywhere throughout these first visits.
True.
City Hall has a pretty big knowledge advantage here by having done Agrabah as early as he did, because they are 3 reports that you didn't even have to do the first visit boss. You just had to go down to the treasure room.
True. Very interesting here.
So this is a very close race already. I can just tell you that. Between the sniping time and the and the amount of info that City Hall knows, I already anticipate that this is going to be maybe a similar situation to Aurochs and Danimal, where these times are going to be very close.
Yeah, because like you just said, it's between it's between Bab's sort of a lesser time and City Hall's knowledges. Like it's between those 2 things, it's equal advantage. And it's going to be very interesting seeing how, well, firstly how City Hall is going through looking for the for this Promise Charm.
I do want to quickly. I'm sorry to interrupt, but this is kind of important. Unfortunately for Bahb, maybe this doesn't play in, but the report that City Hall got in Agrabah actually hinted that Space Paranoids is dead, but Bahb doesn't have that hint yet.
Ooh.
But Bahb is not going into SP2, so this might be his saving grace.
Nope. Bahb is going for Beast Castle.
Danimal for life with the $15 donation during our donation match. Danimal, thank you so much for the dono. Incredible performance earlier. Very close race.
Absolutely.
I'm proud of you.
I'm also very proud of him.
Even if my mom doesn't tell me it, I'm proud of you, and that's what matters.
Exactly.
I'm very... Honestly, it's been just incredible seeing how close all of these have been.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of close calls throughout this entire thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Those like moments where one person could make a decision that flips the tide. That's like what this entire event is like. That's like the fuel of this event, right? Those moments that where it could change at any second. That's what we live for here at the Fresh Faces series at this point. I got to call it.
It's quite. I mean, it's got the hype behind it.
I mean, honestly, you being a new rando runner, Rat, you know the rush that can give you finding something really fast.
Oh, it is intoxicating. I will not, like, the adrenaline is absolutely incredible of finding the last thing you were looking for or finding one of the proofs very early on. Those two things, like getting go mode and getting something first early on, the feeling is pretty unmatched, and it's honestly, it's just incredible.
Genie in Beast Castle. Sorry to interrupt, but we're seeing some new content here from Bahb pushing past Thresholder in Beast Castle.
Yep.
You can finish what you were saying.
Honestly,
sorry, I just wanted to make sure that didn't go unnoticed.
No. You're good. You just gotta.
That was a
gotta keep
really
things on track.
clean threshold. Like, oh my goodness,
Yeah,
that
was incredibly clean.
Like, I've got smooth brain, but that is very impressive.
Looking at City Hall tearing Yensit's castle. Or Yensit's
Sorry,
tower,
I just saw Danimal's comment. Sorry, I had to laugh at that one.
You're right. It is. Oh, okay, I gotta see this. What's going on?
Danimal said, and the rando gives me an excuse to ignore my kids.
To ignore my kids? No.
I do want to point out that I am aware of how Danimal is as a father. He's a great parent.
I don't doubt that.
I don't doubt it either.
No.
You'll see it, but Danimal's knows that it's just because the kids are a foolish check at that moment. There are other Woths within the seed, and the kids are not Woth at that moment.
The kids are a time loss.
The kids are a time loss!
Look, now you just sound like my therapist.
Biorox is a pretty prolific KH content creator. Actually has a clip from Fresh Faces 2 where he was being a good dad and getting his children water mid-seed. But similar sentiment was applied there. Yeah.
that the kids were time loss.
Well, it was a joke. Obviously, neither of us feel that way genuinely, but it was the.
Of course, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, absolutely. Oh, it's got another magnet from Beast.
So we have Magnera with knowledge of Magnega.
Yes,
and we also have knowledge of what is it for Reflect, the third one? Because City just got City just got another Reflect in top of Yensit's tower.
Well, no, Baba's already finished TT3.
Oh, right, you're right.
Yeah, we have all the knowledges.
Look, attention is not my strong suit.
There's a lot going on in a very short amount of time.
There is a lot going on.
Oh, and Bab does not know that this is dead, unfortunately, because not having gone into AG or to get the 3 remaining in Agrabah.
But by the looks of this, it looks like it's either going to be OC or maybe jail. Because they do have the one left in Hollow Bastion, but there's a lot more checks. Actually, we also even have LOD still.
Right, still got the rest of LOD after the minute fight. Well, actually, yeah, still LOD after the minute fight. We still have all of jail.
Yeah, and it looks like Looks like City Hall just cleared TT. Looks like they
And got a nice.
Is City Hall going back into Pridelands too? Thinking about it.
City thinking about it.
We're going.
Oh, yep, going back. Going back.
Let's go.
While we have
we think it might be a double?
It could be. While we have a quick reprieve before checks are coming in, I did miss that Amber and Danimal both had comments, so since they were so generous to donate, I'd like to quickly read what they wrote. Amber Exalt F4 said, "Great night of races and a donation match? Shut up and take my money." So I will do exactly that after I read Danimal's comment, which is that Roro, quote, "One LOD isn't real. It can't hurt you. One LOD, blank space. P.S. Thanks for putting this together, Roro. Proud of the work you've done. And I'm proud of you, Danimal. That was an incredibly close race against, I think, Orox, who's probably one of your closest friends in the event as well. I'm grateful for you, buddy. Thank you so much."
No,
LOD. Yeah, one LOD. It's the PTSD LOD mod is there for a reason. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals. That's why it's there.
Why? What's there?
So Danimal actually made a mod in Land of Dragons where if you apply his mod, it will do the Kill Bill siren as the music track, and it will it will also have for every room transition it will say thanks for the PTSD and then the world name Roro ... So
that's beautiful.
It's pretty much an homage to the first Fresh Faces, where a lot of talented players didn't make it past the chopping block because they ABN'd the seed and left the one LOD for last, which was the Promise Charm.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. Can I just say that for these settings, I am so happy to only chase after one hyena and not all three?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The devs have done an incredible job making the quality of life better.
Okay, well, it looks like Bab just found the cure element, which was the last thing in Space Paranoid.
So I think...
Oh, gotta love it.
Knowledge-wise, Bab is slightly behind, because Bab is unfortunately going to get the hint that SP could have been avoided. So that's a huge advantage for City Hall. That being said, Bab is a sniper. With the loadless time,
you will always come back to that.
Well, because I want to remind people, because like the tracker right now looks like City Hall is ahead, but Bab has 2.5 minutes, almost 3 minutes here now, actually. Yeah. So it's you got to keep that in perspective, because otherwise we're all gonna think Bab is behind, and then Bab comes back and wins, and it's like, how did that happen?
it just takes a dome skip. That's all it takes.
Truly. We found that out the hard way.
We found that out last match. That's all it takes. I'm just having a feeling. I don't know what it is, but a feeling about OC. I feel like OC has the charm.
I agree that that's possible, but for now, keep those feelings at bay because City Hall is doing Ground Shaker.
Ooh.
We have yet another Ground Shaker seed.
Another Ground Shaker seed.
Let's go. Let's go.
And
this could be huge.
Maybe City Hall will put what he learned to use last season, use the Berserk strat. Wait, what's going? Wait, what? What happened? Did he get stuck on the eye?
Did he?
So if you watch that back, I thought I saw the damage go down by a significant margin midway there.
It went down quite a bit. I believe he's down to about 1.5 bars.
Well, the idea being that he was supposed to be able to get down to the last bit of HP, but he got stuck on like the edge of the eye, which is something I don't think I've seen before.
Oh, true.
You gotta love it.
It's okay. I think we have enough items to get through this, hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah.
So Bab, I have to imagine Bab's gonna go LOD. What do you think? With that 2 magnets?
I would say, okay, and that was a fire element on there. I would say LOD would not be a bad. Yeah, I'd probably say Bab will go for it.
It's not a bad play at all.
No.
Knowing there's at least one more thing there, and it could
but going Pride Land.
Oh.
So Bab gonna catch up on this proof here, but the other question is, will Bab push all the way to Ground Shaker?
That really is the question.
So honestly, looking at these two trackers, this is very interesting because each person has knowledge that the other doesn't. Bab has knowledge of BC.
Yes.
City Hall has knowledge of Pride Lands. City Hall has knowledge of LOD. Bab has knowledge of something I'm sure that I'm missing. SP. There we go. So it's like it's quite even.
Yeah, at this point it comes down to execution, and hopefully Bab is not already loaded that rifle.
That is interesting. Sorry, I was reading the comments talking about Aurochs is the one person that has a perfect bracket.
Aurochs is a time traveler confirmed.
Possible.
Aurochs is young Zemnis confirmed.
But they got the proof of connection, and it looks like they're still pushing Pride Land.
Well, yeah, because for now they have that one unhinted item in there that they could, to them it could be their proof. They also might just be clearing Scar just to get out of the way so they don't have to deal with it later during cleanup.
Fair. But we're now seeing City Hall going to STT. So this is going to be interesting.
Let's go! I
think the
learned
play's gonna be
something
here?
very fun about different settings when I started doing Archipelago for Kingdom Hearts 2. Apparently, I don't know, maybe I just bugged mine out, but I could not do a dodge roll as Roxas or a what was it, glide run without freezing my game because he would just T-pose.
Interesting.
I don't know what happened.
Who T-posed Roxas?
Yep. Well, that was Rojo was talking about Archipelago settings for Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was just missing something, but if I do it again when I do another Archipelago, I will clip it and send it to you. It was weird because it froze me, and I did it at the Axel fight at the end on the final, and I just couldn't. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't move out of it. I couldn't dodge. I couldn't pause. I couldn't. Nothing. I was
Were you
stuck.
playing boss
If something
enemy of some
hits
sort?
you, I don't know. I'd have to look back at my settings. But yeah, I just couldn't do anything, so I just had to like stop and restart. Luckily, I had the autosave mod, but so bugs are okay. There we go. Bugs are different, says Aurochs.
All right, looks like Bab is continuing through Pride Land, and we've got City Hall going
In
through
jail!
STT. So in jail,
Sorry.
in jail. So this, I'm very curious. Well, no, it's all right. I'm just very curious to see what this brings. Going through STT, because they could have. There was also OC, but I'm very interested in STT.
Oh yeah, let's see how it kind of plays out here. Hopefully, they have a better bed than I had when I went to jail. Let's just hope here.
And interesting.
Oh, they're actually going through it.
Yes, they are going through with the minigame.
Huh.
I don't think many people know, but I actually learned very recently about the fact that you could just skip the minigame.
Yep, you can.
I didn't know
skip it
that.
entirely. But listen, mail delivery is important. You know, the
Mail delivery is
USPS
very
is hanging by a
important.
thread, and City Hall right here is single-handedly supporting that business.
Really?
Was that a torn page I just saw? Couldn't tell.
Indeed, torn page. It's the hinted torn
Ooh.
page that we got.
Yeah, the hinted
Start.
toward page.
Ah,
Also,
gotcha.
can I just say the quick work that Bab made of the hyena fight?
Yes, beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful, wonderful performance on that.
Bab likes to make sure the hyenas don't laugh at him.
It would be very hard to do so with how much thunder that he was throwing at him.
I've seen
But yeah,
people
we
get
have-
tased. They still laugh.
We have that hinted torn page, so we still have two past this. And then let's see, what else have we got? We still got LOD. We still got HB and OC. Very interesting sort of final areas to have for a Promise Charm.
Oh yeah.
I'm just very I'm very hopeful that we don't have another one where the Promise Charm was in that one chest that was sort of tucked away behind the crate.
Aurochs, no, don't put it in Nominee's room. No.
Not in Nominee's room that's like far in, isn't it? That's like one
It
of
is.
in like the one of the it's the mansion, which is like the last area.
Wasn't that where it was for Chopping Block? Or there was one of the Gomos for Chopping Block Seed?
I don't know. I don't remember. But we've had quite a few instances of chests that were in very very odd places that you wouldn't really think to look, that have really unfortunately been a killer for a lot of fantastic runners. Silent Breast is qualifier B, I think.
Unfortunately, these seeds are starting, after seeing so many seeds, they're all starting to meld together, so I don't quite remember.
No,
I mean-
I'm just...
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, after you, brother.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, I was just reiterating the fact of like having a lot of these unfortunate proof placements with a lot of very off to the side chests that have killed a lot of very talented and incredible runners. Performances.
Wow, that ground shaker. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this ground shaker run it's incredible.
And I want to say this is the same idea that City Hall was going for, and City Hall had I don't know what happened there, because City Hall did everything correctly.
Don't know.
From what I saw.
Yeah.
Just unfortunately getting maybe caught on the eye or something, which is something I have not
Maybe?
seen before. But
Some odd polygon placement, perhaps, but that was sort of what they were going for. But it's unfortunately very easy to kind of get stuck in between geometries of such large bosses.
So here comes the real thing. So Bahb is a little... So obviously Bahb has almost 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes on load this about.
Mm-hmm.
If Bahb pushes OC... Oh, I forgot about HB! I forgot about Hollow Bash.
Yeah.
Oh
I was gonna say they're still HB. That's what I've been saying.
We have
Thousand
content.
Heartless Battle?
We have new content from the both of them.
Are they gonna go do your 1,000 Heartless Battle, Rat? They're gonna do the flex for you?
Yeah. As long as they don't go and do Roxas in the World That Never Was, as long as they don't make that play. We'll
Look,
be fine.
if Bahb went to go do Roxas in the World That Never Was, that is just straight up flexing, and Bahb just wants to know that they're here. Everyone to know that they're here to have a good time. They want to make sure everyone gets some great content seen.
It was definitely not a flex for me in my first.
But you know what? You did a fantastic job in that first one. Everyone did a fantastic job in that one.
Everyone's done fantastic in all of their qualifiers up to Chopping Block, and as we're seeing in the final, in the top 32.
I was like, this is
everyone
finals?
is just
Oh,
bringing
boy.
their best. No, this is top 32.
I guess I missed my summer
bad.
vacation.
But yeah, no, everyone up to any point, all of these racers have been doing absolutely incredible, just bringing in their best, and it's just I don't know. I'm a loss for words with how it's been going throughout this entire event. It's just been incredible play after incredible play.
Everyone
Just
brought their
seeing
A game
everyone-
regardless of experience.
Absolutely,
Oh, yeah.
That's thank you for putting it into sort of a better term.
They brought their
Um,
A game, and they continue to learn more as time
Yes.
goes on, which showcases that, yes, there is such a thing as an S rank here.
Yeah, and
Like they
I
are
think,
really.
I think that's something that I want. If we do bring Fresh Faces back for a trilogy,
Ooh.
I do want to keep this multiple qualifier system if possible, because it has been so
Yes.
interesting to see people learn from their first qualifiers mistakes and try to apply it for their second qualifier, and then all subsequent seeds as well. You get to kind of see personal growth from everyone.
So a little bit on that personal growth thing. I didn't know there were 3 chests there in STT. Just putting that there, I would have definitely lost
At the train
even
station.
more so. Yes, I would have DNF'd on that if that was somewhere there, because I did not know.
But yeah, no, it's not only this, so what we were saying on personal growth. A lot of it is not only just seeing how people bring their best as a fresh face into this competition, but it's also seeing how they come back. Like we had the, you can do 2 qualifiers. Seeing someone come back again and showing what they've learned, and practicing even more, taking in more techniques and more, just more knowledge checks, bringing that in, and showing just any sort of progression in their knowledge and execution of of this randomizer and of the Fresh Faces format entirely. It is an incredible thing to see, and it's something that you thankfully get to see very often, having the multiple qualifiers and multiple chances in doing multiple qualifiers for all the runners. It is just a wonderful thing to see the development and sort of growth of their knowledge and expertise on the randomizers.
By the way, buckle up, commentators in chat. We're about to get a flood of checks from both sides on this remaining one. It's literally coming down to a coin flip. And I think that, honestly, if one of these players finds the proof, irregardless of loadless time, depending on where they are, I think whoever finds this Promise Charm, if it is here in either HB2 or in STT, I think that's game over. Like, there's a lot of content either player has to clear to catch up to the
go
other
through.
here. So this is that coin flip moment. Hang on to your seats.
Yep.
Wait, you guys are sitting? I've been standing the whole time.
I'm about to stand up.
I need medically, like on that note, medically, yes. If you guys have been sitting down all day and not stretching your legs, please get up. I got a blood clot over this past summer for not doing that, so I am on blood thinners. And if you do not have insurance in the U.S., that is an $800 bottle of pills. So please, stretch your legs. Just kind of get up and walk around a little. If you guys have little ellipticals or like compression socks, those work great too. You just want to make sure you're kind of moving your leg because it's just your blood's going to coagulate down there and make a nice little pool.
All right, we're in nominees room, Rojo.
All right, no nominee.
Nope, nothing on nominees room.
So both players pushing the final stuff in their respective worlds.
Oh, let's go!
But the thing that gets me is, again, those 2 spots. They're both pushing. They're both pushing STT and Hollow Bastion.
With Hori Slash there too.
So the real question is, if it's not in here, are we going to get a high 5 in OC?
We might. That's a good point. We might. Though Bab has a 3 in LOD remaining. But you might be thinking that Bab might sacrifice. Oh, this is so weird.
This is so interesting. What are our thoughts on this?
This is the best Rando be Rando scenario because it's really up in the air here.
It is an incredible Rando be Rando. It's something that I have had to learn as not only fresh to like the Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer, but randomizers in general. Rando be Rando is something I've had to really imbue into my being.
My thoughts are the same as ours, that this is indeed so Fresh Faces. This exact moment.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh my god, there's still one left in HB. We're going deeper.
There's still
proof.
We're going deeper.
All
Let's go get that
is it
check.
this chest? Would it be this one?
It would be this one or Proof of Peace check. That you have to talk to the mushrooms after collecting the Proof of Peace.
Oh, that's true.
Let's go. We gotta go all the way down there.
This last check deep in both of these worlds. Oh my god. Last chest of STT and last check of HB. That's crazy.
Did you want to expand on your thoughts of this is like one of the most Fresh Faces moments?
It's just coin flip. Like, whoever picks the right world will win, right? Like, whoever wins... If it's an STT, City Hall wins. If it's an HB, Bab wins. And it's not STT. We just got torn pages for...
Yep, it's not Hall. STT.
Now
I'm on the edge of my seat here.
And City Hall's going back into Hollow Bastion too.
Yeah.
Are they gonna? They're not gonna high five, but they're gonna follow each other's footsteps here potentially.
Let's see if it's this one.
Charm.
Escalators, 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 escalators.
Stand up. Wisdom
No,
form.
it's Wisdom
Deal.
Form.
The race goes on.
Wow!
Oh man, OC looking much more likely now.
But at the same
Unless
time,
another LOD.
I was gonna say, could be LOD. It really could.
Those are our only two options.
Looks
left.
like
If you
Bab's
combine the
running to
knowledge.
jail.
It's Bab is running to jail.
Bab is going
That's
to
what
jail.
I said. They're gonna. That's what I just called it. I can't speak because I'm so excited, but I knew that there was a chance that they just go back
understandable.
into their own footsteps here.
Oh.
Yep.
But we only have OC and LOD.
Well, again, keep in mind that's what we know. They don't. So they.
Oh no, absolutely.
They will actually. They will know. Unless I'm mistaken, they will have the same information as we do about the two remaining worlds. Oh wait, no. City Hall hasn't done BC yet.
No.
Nope.
Oh wow.
They have not done Beast Castle yet.
They have not completed Beast Castle.
They both agree.
They've not killed it.
Spoon said it feels like both are metagaming and not doing OC. Maybe they agreed before the race. Don't touch OC. We're just forsaking OC. Nobody needs to go get up on the Hydra's back.
Hey,
they don't need that content.
Don't come into any preemptive conclusions. We still don't know about LOD2 here.
We really don't. And I mean, LOD. Oh man.
Oh, if you get the right routing and you get the beautiful gamble setup, you can completely forsake worlds in these settings. I ran 5 seeds one day, and I think there was one I never touched Halloween Town. That was before I learned the shotgun routing proper, but I never touched Halloween Town. Never went in there, nothing. Just completely forsaked it.
But yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about when I agree with Oro's statement that this is so fresh faces, because this is exactly what the whole mission statement is. It's literally just, sometimes it just boils down to picking the right world and running with it.
It really does.
And you know what the funny thing is? Once these two finish their respective worlds, now City Hall will, I think, probably finish HB and maybe start BC should City Hall decide to go straight into BC after this. At about the same time, BAB will finish the rest of STT, because STT it's a big time chunk, right? So they'll both come into the LOD OC conclusion, but BAB has 3 left in OC when City Hall only has 1. So
True.
if the stars align, once City Hall finishes HB and maybe Beast Castle, we might see BAB go into LOD and City Hall go into OC, and they commit to that coin flip as well.
That would be a massive coin flip. But we also have the chance that they could in fact high five.
They could.
Like they could in fact go into the same one.
High fives for the win.
It's fully possible, and at that point it just comes down to execution of that work.
Absolutely.
Oh
It
yeah.
comes down to tools and it comes down to execution, which I believe they have about the same tools.
Ooh, thank you for the donation. I can't read, so we're just gonna. Thank you.
So I'm gonna quickly refresh my my page here to see who donated during the donation match. We have a $15 donation from In Bitter Rain, saying a big thank you to Roro and the TOs for running such a great tournament, not just coordinating all these matches, but caring about the players and the cause itself. In Bitter Rain, you're the reason we do it. Thank you so much for the incredibly generous donation and the kind words. The TO team has been carrying the tournament, I must say. I am the front end, but I promise you, the back end is way more important, and they have made this whole tourney run like a smooth-oiled machine, so please consider visiting our website, if you do command website, and go to the credit sequence. Every single one of the Fresh Faces 2 backend team's Twitch channel is linked as their name. Consider dropping them a follow, because not only are they incredible people, but they're also good at the randomizer. You might learn a thing or two.
And I'm sorry, that just gave me a reminder that we were, I believe we were discussing things, just kind of logistics wise when it came to FF2, you and I, Roro, and at one point you just went, Rats is future TO, and I went, wait, what?
I remember this interaction, but I forgot what was the pretext for it. You gave me like some sort of really good idea or some good piece of feedback that I don't remember what it was, but it was good. I remember now. I'm trying to jog my memory.
And at the end of it, you were just like, Rats, future TO, and I went, wait, hold on a minute. Like, I just came into the scene not that long ago, and I remember you distinctly said, well, you never know what could happen in a year. Oh, did you see that in City Hall's game?
I did
Did
not.
anyone else
Sorry, I was
catch
looking
that?
away for a second.
Commentate on
No.
it.
So what happened? Sorry.
Tell
what
us.
happened was they snagged. They snagged one of the Heartless use sparkle spray, but it died before it reached his arms. But Sora still moved around as if they still had the Heartless.
Oh,
So
I
he was
missed
just
that.
going in a circle with yeah. He just went in a circle without anything in his arms. He still completed the animation. It was
Sora is now a confirmed Saiyan.
The
well.
invisible
The
sparkle
beam didn't
thing.
come out. The beam didn't come out, but it was just kind of circling around with his arms out.
Oh, so
Real-
then he was Yamcha.
Yeah, he just wasn't doing anything. So since he didn't have the Heartless, the beam didn't actually come out and do any damage. It just did the animation.
I remember. I
that was
remember
very
the pretext,
interesting.
by the way, All Rats. You said the reception of FF2
Yeah.
has a massive desire for it to continue, which I believe it is going to require a growth in team size. To which I said, All Rats future TO, because a growth in team size
Yeah.
requires people willing to help out.
Yeah, I mean, and I kind of stand by what I said.
It was a good point.
Because it has been an incredible reception, and people have absolutely come in spades to see this event and just support it, and all the TOs that are currently making this happen. It's just, it's everyone loves it. But it is something that would require, I believe, a much larger team size, to really not to say that the current TOs aren't doing an absolutely incredible job, because they're killing it.
They're crushing it.
Yeah, they are absolutely.
I'm the one
crushing
slacking. I'm the one having all the fun and doing none of the work.
it.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Look,
Not
I'm only
speaking
here in the
about a
server
warrior.
out of kind gestures. I'm not gonna do anything to upset the balance.
But no, it's definitely seeing. Oh, getting a bit low on health there. But seeing everyone just absolutely come together for such an incredible event. I'm a little sad that I wasn't here for FF1, but being here for its future event FF2 has been nothing short of an absolute joyous experience. It's the community is incredibly kind, incredibly supportive, and it just shows in spades throughout this entire event.
It's the mission statement. Combine, this is a perfect merger of those who've been around for a while with those who are just getting started.
Because, when, even past Fresh Faces, there's still a lot of other things going on that can sort of help someone who goes from Fresh Faces branch into a lot of other things. Like, I've seen a lot of the other tournaments and racing formats that go around KH2 Rando. So it's not like there is an opportunity to grow further in the different types of races.
Right. Sorry for laughing there. I just wanted to quickly point out the reason I was laughing is because Aro the Azure said something very funny in chat. Because you were talking, and in the middle of that, Aro says, "You're better off not having been there for Fresh Faces 1. Nobody who was there was happy with the seeds that were rolled." So,
Really?
listen. There is the reason that LOD mod of "Thanks for the PTSD" Roro was made. It is. There is some real trauma that we're not digging up from Fresh Faces. Keep in mind, we only had one qualifier and one chopping block last time. So you
Really?
have we not told you the story of the first qualifier for Fresh Faces?
People have tended to keep Fresh Faces 1 very under the rug as far
The
as I've
first
seen as a
qualifier,
newcomer.
only 2 people that played it live did not finish under an hour. And of the asyncs, all of them got screwed over. Because if you played the race time, the person who finished first in that qualifier and eventually won the whole tournament was done in 21 loadless minutes from start to finish. And
It looks like we're finally getting the 1 minute fight here. Sorry to interrupt on that. Just
you're
wanted
good.
to
You're good.
let y'all know.
Huge.
Yeah, and it's a very, very interesting tactic that City Hall is going for here.
I think City Hall is this is bathroom break time, honestly. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, this is like, you're not gonna die here. You're just gonna I think I'm good!
What?
It's so funny!
Where did that come out?
I think he made a text source for it. He just quickly typed
He
it out
did.
and put
What do you think he means by that?
I think it's the same thing that I was talking about when I was mentioning how Aurochs was probably entering final fights thinking he was also cooked in behind. Like think about it. You've done so much content, right? How can you possibly think you're ahead? I'm not saying that like they played bad or anything, but like with luck of the draw at play, these players might be thinking like I've done so much content. Clearly, the other person must be ahead, right?
Yeah, speaking of, can we, Bahb is up to 4-minute difference.
Yeah, so this is far from over.
Bahb is up to a 4-minute, loading time difference.
I mean, look
so
at these
game
STT
time wise,
these STT load times, just look at them. Look at how long it's taking Bahb. This one's not a great example, but, look at this.
Yeah, that one.
It's just, the game is hanging.
Wow!
Wait, what? Is his stream? Wait, hang on. That pause went for very long. I can't tell if his stream is also lagging on me. Let me quickly refresh the stream, because that loadless timer did not react fast enough at all.
So now we know the secret, guys. In order to snipe out a bunch of victories, you're gonna have to get a potato computer.
Invest in a potato PC, exactly.
That's gonna be the new meta, is potato PCs.
There we go. Yeah, 4-minute difference now.
Wow, that is incredible.
But
it's a very interesting mindset to see, where both of these players are within the same amount of checks, amount of tools, and amount of time, and you could think that you're absolutely cooked at this point.
It's just kind of also I will say that these two have been putting in a lot of practice. Not even Bahb has been. Oh my god.
Wow, he took that one out quick.
And
I don't think I've ever seen. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen someone take that boss out that quickly.
It is just OC now.
Going to OC.
So we're leaving BC. And we know the proof is here. So City Hall is doing the okay. I shouldn't say that we know we're gonna finish, because it depends on how deep this promise charm is, but.
Right. But it's here somewhere. It's somewhere in OC.
Now, Bahb has 4 minutes to catch up, so the question is, so if Bahb pushes OC, this actually is starting to look like a win for Bahb if Bahb goes straight to OC, but if Bahb goes into LOD, then it comes into question of, the loadless difference now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and right here, it's a matter of 2 and 3. It comes down to the numbers at this point.
Right.
The numbers, Mason. What do they mean?
It comes down to, do I go for the 2 check or the 3 check?
See, at that point, that's where having the understanding, going back to that conversation from earlier about knowing where your checks are at in vanilla, that it comes down to density. What do you want to clear more? Do you want to clear the one you know you have more checks in? You have a higher possibility of getting something because you know them faster? Or do you want to go ahead and make that push for the slower area, less checks, but you haven't been there at all, so you kind of gamble in with what that might be?
Yeah.
Oh, man. This is incredible. So,
it
looks
really
like Bahb
is.
just got that last check for SCT. So, where are they going to go? Going for LOD.
Which makes sense, right? It's 3 versus 2. You have the magnets as well.
And you have that check density.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Bahb, there is one check past the minute fight. So this can start to get really interesting, because if you're Bahb, are you going to do the minute fight and try to guarantee yourself that LOD 2 check, or are you going to go do OC? I have to imagine once you do LOD that deep, you're going to do the minute fight and just clear out the world. But it is possible, because it's kind of a natural exit point to just leave right before the minute fight and go straight into OC.
Yeah, no, it's definitely... It's
with how low the checks are, seeing how Bahb's been playing, I think Bahb might push the minute fight. If not for, just pushing through it to get past it, just for the slight reprieve that it offers at this point, to kind of reassess their situation, think, okay, do I want to finish this and continue, or do I want to go ahead and push out of here and go to OC? So it's a nice moment to take a breath. Honestly, there's a lot of nice moments you can take a breath in these settings.
That was clean Cerberus
beautiful.
fight. That was wonderfully done. That was absolutely fantastic. That was a fantastic Cerberus fight. And I mean, especially with the amount of tools that you have at this point, with almost ABN, I almost said ABC, with all these ABNs, and having the tools that you have at this point, it's pretty. I mean, you can pretty quickly clean any world at this point. At least, I think you could at this point, with the amount of things that you have here at your disposal.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's see, because I don't blame. Like, I would probably do the same thing that Bahb is doing at this point, going for LOD.
Oh wait, hang on a second. Wait, Bahb's loadless froze.
Oh, it did.
Hang on, we're gonna get.
Oh no. Oh, it's back, but it did freeze for a good minute.
Let me refresh. So let's take. Oh, hang on, 112. Let me quickly refresh the stream.
It's the potato settings. The computer is helping.
Let me quickly refresh the stream and see if. I mean, I have to imagine that the time seems accurate, but let me. I don't want to jump to conclusions here.
No.
Oh boy, here we go. We're pushing towards that Pete fight in OC now.
We're going through a lot of these chests that are in this previous area.
Yep, there's Master Form. Yeah, like I said, this is part of that check density. There's just so much here.
Yeah.
That it's a nice push just to get out of the way as quick as you can in some settings. Or, in like this case, obviously, you need to, but having the knowledge that there's a possibility you might need to just push it anyways, it's really nice to get out of the way early.
But having all of those forms will really be big for the final fight, depending on how leveled they are. I mean, you've got, what is that, final on 4?
Yep.
So that's pretty good leveling. And that will especially be good for City Hall and Final Fight. But Bahb isn't far behind on that leveling either when it comes to Final Form.
Oh, not at all.
Yeah, so right.
Game loading
Yeah, this is.
There it is. City Hall has hit go mode with the.
City Hall hit go mode?
Yep, Promise Charm is right before the Pete fight in OC.
Okay. Wow.
Yep. So we've got go mode. And now they're going through City Hall's going through one last check of all the abilities. Might pick up a few levels. No,
at this point there's no reason to in City Hall's situation. I mean,
well,
look at the
because of
tracker.
45 and 52. Yeah,
Yeah.
the 45 strength, 52 magic. Yeah, no, that's plenty at. Oh, and they're going for the skip around. Nice.
Opting in for the glide run instead of the flight is a different way for me.
Well, it really
I'm
depends
not
on the
sure.
leveling.
Yeah, I suppose that does. I just didn't know which one was actually quicker. Like, I've tried to do the little quick on this part where you just glide past the whole thing and kind of deal with it at the end. Can never get it. It's just a bigger time sink for me.
It comes down to what levels, because your slide step could be way... Like, you could have slide step 3, and your glide could be 1. So, at that point, it's going to be faster to go that way. Oh, and Yep, City Hall does have Chicken Little, so that's going to be a huge help here.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, because I believe... Yeah, only has one magnet. City Hall only has one magnet, so the Chicken Little charm is going to be a huge help.
Oh yeah, honestly, I never really used the charm. I just... It never occurred to me that their usefulness here.
I really
Let's
didn't
see
even
the
use
applications are
magnet, like, Final Fight. Like, until I recently watched, I think it was PG Josh did a video on, Final Fights, and kind of really what you gotta do there. I didn't even really use magnets or a lot of the strats that, people went for. Final magnet. Well, we have all of the magnets because we have one in Beast Castle, one in level form, dry form leveling, and then one in Twilight Town. So we know where all the magnets are.
We know where virtually everything is. Like, let me actually try to catch up here with what City Hall managed to find here. We found Master Form, the Thunder, and Promise Charm. That actually means that between the two of them, we have complete information. Here's the seed.
Oh, we do.
We have an AGN between
Yep,
the both
there
of
it
them.
is.
And I think
Oh,
Bab,
yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, is actually AGNing. Like, if Bab does finish the seed, this will be an AGN from Bab.
Yeah, no, it will, actually.
Rat's secretly taking notes here so they can be the next AGN champion.
You really want to see that.
I just want to see you do more randos, buddy. You had so much fun with it.
I'm definitely, trust me, I'm not gone from the Cage 2 rando scene, trust me. I said that when I did my last qualifier, and I'll say it again. I'm not gone from the scene. You'll see me around again.
That's awesome to hear.
That a girl, I'm proud of you.
Whether it's whether it's in whatever else happens with Fresh Faces, if I'm not too skilled for that at that point, or if any crit runs or what have you. I'm definitely taking notes on a lot of the other very clean
That was also a beautiful reflect from City right there. Not even the end part, but right where the Xemnas swung. That was just a beautiful reflect.
Yeah.
Well timed.
Alright, now we're going into Armor 2. Great reflect on swing.
Oh man, I forgot to put Flecked on one of my fights before I came in here, and it just I hated it. Never doing that again. You learn things. But I also had to do this fight without magic once because my seed messed up. So I had to go through the entirety of the final fight with 0 magic. I do not recommend it.
Yeah. But also Bab clearing through OC, especially with having 2 magnet elements instead of just the 1. That's definitely giving a huge advantage there on his play.
Yeah, indeed. That's BC
giving,
magnet.
Yeah, that BC magnet's giving a huge advantage, because it's honestly quite a difference between, I don't know what the second one's called.
Yes.
Because I know we have Magnera.
The second what?
The second magnet when you
Magnera.
have 2. Just Magnera?
Every single magic has the Ira and Iga progression, or like maybe that first vowel is a little different. So it's like Fire, Fyra, Fyraga, Blizzard, Blizzara, Blizzaga.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, definitely that's giving a huge advantage there. But it looks like we have City Hall going into the final Xemnas. Let's see how it goes here.
Oh man, I spent way too many times trying to do this fight, practicing. Seeing it by somebody else doing it is kind of a nice moment of like, I don't have to do it.
Well, those are wonderful reflects there with the beginning.
They were beautiful.
Oh, already going into laser phase here.
very. Oh my god, we got to be careful not to
It is-
overdamage. Is the issue here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and I
know,
think we're not
but
going to.
Oh.
I think we might. Beautiful execution.
Yes.
Oh, wonderfully done.
Beautiful.
And GG's to City Hall for
wow.
finishing.
GG City Hall.
GG's.
And now we're just gonna see. We just gotta get Bab to get that promise charm right before Pete. But GG's to City Hall. Wonderfully played. Absolutely.
That was beautiful execution on City Hall's
Yeah.
part.
Yeah, incredible execution, wonderfully played. Just going through everything, and it was an incredible shotgun in the beginning. From both players,
Oh, absolutely.
and seeing their kind of their logic going through this with getting all of the reports and all those hints, seeing the logic of both of these, it really is giving to what Roro said before of the old school versus new school. It's really interesting to just see the sort of I don't know if I'd say newer tactics versus older tactics, but it's just incredible.
Yeah. I gotta say, City Hall put in the work. City Hall has...
City Hall, absolutely.
Well, not even just this seed, but like City Hall was there every single community night that we ran from the very get-go, and has been
Really?
pinging Active Racer in the Looking to Race channel for more and more practice. There's been joining races that other people want to run. He has put in the work. Very, very deserved photo finish here.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I just wish I could pick their brain because I want to know what they thought about it. But I'll just ping them. I'm like, what'd you think?
That's always a curiosity as well. Just wondering what these racers are thinking throughout the entire thing, and just between every single curveball that they're given. Because I'll be honest, I have a point where I do my runs, and then once I finish, I have no clue what I was thinking throughout the entire race. It is all in the moment thinking for me.
You guys think through your race? Oh.
Okay, we've got
And
Promise Charm.
Yep, there's go mode for Babs.
Yep. Babs go mode. And has about almost like give or take 4 minutes.
About 4 minutes. So this is definitely going to come down to some execution here.
It is definitely, because they're 53 and 62 on their levels.
Oh
So
boy.
this is absolutely going to come down to execution. I'm very curious to see. Yeah, okay. That was very quick on item setting. Oh, and not doing the skip here. Interesting.
Well, yeah, remember what Froppy told you a while back. If Froppy said that if you learned where your abilities were at when you're just kind of item setting, you would be a force to be reckoned with. So Bab kind of already has that knowledge real quick. Okay, here we go, and then just set to go.
Very interesting.
Oh boy.
Let's see here. Skipping that one. Going for the second one.
I really just love the QTEs in this game. They're just done very beautifully, and they look so clean and just chef's kiss.
Honestly, very, very nice.
They did finish with Glide 1. That's absurd.
Really? They finished with Glide
They
1?
didn't have any Glide upgrades this seat. I'll have to check the spoiler ones for that.
Wow.
Why glide when you can just quick glide run everywhere?
Quick Run, definitely.
There you go.
I
That's
don't know
the
what they had for Quick Run. Alright,
I
we've
don't
got
know.
one
It
cylinder
seemed
down.
good. They had a whoom. It's like a kid seeing a pinata full of candy just popping. Sora was just gliding across the field.
Yeah, it seems like since Bob has the Magnera, they're not really going for the Chicken Little Charm strat, because they have just enough. It's just big enough and powerful enough that they don't really have to go for that.
So you guys want to hear something funny?
I do.
I just now realized that Donald is Vivi.
Yes,
The VV Bob.
yes, Donald is.
We've been sitting here for almost 2 hours realized.
Well, you should have
Donald was
seen
BB.
the previous run with all the mods there. It was a sight to behold.
Oh Lord.
There were mods on mods on mods.
Well, I mean, I'm down to run a seed tomorrow. We can
But-
mod the heck
but
out of it and make it a good comedy.
I don't think I could run as many runs or as many mods as there were. I don't remember who it was. It was the race just before this. I believe. But it was, it was Danimal. Thank you. Danimal's
The man
mods
of
were
many mods.
yes. There were many mods, but we are coming into this with about 2 minutes left on armor.
Oh,
one.
that was
Cleaned
quick.
out.
Very
out.
clean,
So we are running close here.
indeed.
We are running very close.
We're gonna see the legendary snipe first person.
Oh,
We're gonna see it, Rat.
this. So we're going pretty clean here. Still pretty clean. The thing that I'm noticed with these runs is that there's a little thing here of where if you jump right when you're thrown to the back of the bubble, if you jump there, it completely skips the white lasers.
Huh.
Which
I didn't
is
realize
something.
that.
Yeah, it's a wonderful video done by, I believe it was, like I said, I believe it was PG Josh.
Yeah, PG
It
Josh.
is yeah, I think I watched that video while I was prepping for my second qualifier. There's some incredible, yep, oh, I almost had it. So I don't know where the catch is there for that.
for doing
but
that aerial
honestly-
dodge spam.
Yeah, for
You have
that
to do
aerial
it
dodge shit,
immediately.
take out the white lasers.
Once you get
like it's frame
heated,
zero.
well, it's not frames. Like there's maybe a little bit of room, but like you can start mashing early
Yeah.
and just hit up, and that's it. Just start mashing up, and the aerial dodge.
But this is this is still being incredibly done.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
We're definitely seeing all those years of experience.
yeah, wow, with the reflect.
Yeah. I mean, Bab just
Just to
showcasing
take out.
that he's an asset. He's a big talent, and he's said this off stream to me that like this is my last beginner tourney. I know I'm good. It's time for me to play.
Oh,
But it's also good to,
Well, I mean-
see people kind of have that like self-awareness. Feels like it's like I'm bashing on the guy, but it's like he feels confident enough to see like, yeah, my results clearly
Yeah.
prove I can move on. I can do this. Like it might take some a bit more effort, and I might not be used to it initially, but clearly the results show. All zeros here.
and I mean, that's incredible to see. All zeros about. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. But
That is
yeah,
very
like,
unfortunate.
Like AGN, not even near 2 hours. Like that is nothing to scoff at.
Oh, not at all.
So the results are absolutely there, and I think like it's an incredible thing to see someone sort of leave the nest of fresh faces, and a lot of the beginner tourneys, and go towards those more difficult ones.
Yeah.
Like to really push themselves to go farther, and see what they can really do.
Yeah. We had a lot
Like-
of fresh faces who joined the most recent 1 hour challenge tournament, which is probably one of the hardest formats that exist out there that isn't level 1.
Really?
Because it's boss enemy, and you only have an hour to deal with everything. So imagine trying to deal with those fights with low tools and on critical difficulty, no less.
That might be one I have to look at.
You know,
'Cause
on a
there's-
note for City Hall, can I just say that last locating Promise Charm and then just watching the cutscene to get Promise Charm just has a different feel to it, knowing that you had to hunt that thing down.
Absolutely. Oh, there we are.
Here we go. We're going
Laser
to the
phase.
lasers.
Just gotta watch health at this point.
Watch
All right,
health
we're
and
getting-
watch your magic too.
Yep. Oh,
Oh.
nice. Oh, come on. Ooh. into laser phase. Oh, can you get it? Oh,
Maybe. Let's see.
maybe. Oh, he's got. Oh, this might be it.
This might be
I
it
don't
because
think
they
it
do
is.
have that magic.
Oh, wait,
No.
no, you're right. I thought we had no more magic. I think we might have it. Beautiful execution.
Yes!
Oh wow, wonderful. GG's, Bab.
GG's Bab.
GG's to Bab. GG's to both.
What an incredible
Honestly,
seed.
yes, it was a beautiful seed, Roro.
This seed was. Oh, this was a very interesting seed, and seeing it played out is just what an opportunity.
Wild, wild stuff. So with that, by the way, we have our first top 16 match officially decided. Aurochs 44 versus City Hall will be the first known match in the top 16.
Ooh.
So City Hall and
Ooh.
Aurochs, after two remarkable photo finishes between the both of them, will be facing off in the top 16. Absolute craziness.
That's gonna be fun to watch.
Oh boy. I'm at a loss for words.
Ooh.
I have nothing else to say. They're just all zeros on Bab's side. Metagaming no
Yep.
BC for City Hall. And even then, even with that metagame, we still have all zeros aside from BC here. Just incredible display of talent from everyone. I do want to quickly
Absolutely.
close off with two quick things here. A, the donation match is valid for 24 hours, so if you are willing and able, an anonymous donor has been gracious enough to match donations up to $500, which I think we're about halfway through, if I did my math correctly. 150, we're about at 180, so we're about halfway through. But every dollar that you donated is effectively matched for the next $320. So if you are willing and able, please consider doing that. And then last but not least, despite it being their first time, these two commentators killed it. I'd love to give them a chance to to talk about themselves and where you can potentially find them, because I think of all the commentators we had, these two are probably the newest when it comes to the cage space in general. So I'd love to hear what they have to say. Let's go in alphabetical order, starting with All Rats Gaming.
I'm sorry. So what?
Just
what
talk
are you
about
asking?
yourself and where people can find you. Basically, it's a time for you to self-promote if you want.
Okay. Well, of course, my name is All Rats Gaming. You can catch me at my Twitch channel, All Rats Gaming as well. I do a lot of variety streaming, but I'm definitely going to be solidifying KH2 rando seeds into my streams at this point, at least once weekly. But I do a lot of stuff there. I usually, you'll find me hang out with friends, occasionally Rojo. But you'll catch me hanging out with a lot of people, having a lot of fun, just kind of hanging around like friends would be on a couch, just playing a game. But yeah, you can catch me there. It's been, honestly, it's been an incredible opportunity. It's been an honor and a privilege to be not only commentating, but just being a part of this community in general, coming into this, very early, like you had said. I think it was only like 2 weeks. It was only 2 weeks that I had come into the fresh faces. But yeah, no, honestly, loved doing this and definitely going to be sticking around.
Love to hear it. That means the mission statement of the tourney has been satisfied. Get new people interested in rando. Rojo, the floor is yours.
Well, all I do is just play randos, so kind of my life. Friends will say I have an addiction. That's not true. It's just a problem I can't seem to quit. But currently, I am trying to get set up for a Donkey Kong Scrubs rando. That's going to be fun. I don't really look forward to a lot of the racers there because they're fantastic, and I still feel moderate to severe psoriasis. But that's not the point. Point is, I really enjoy doing randos, and yes, I do Rat a lot. Rat is someone who is just also wonderful and amazing. Make sure you guys support them. They want to do another 17-hour Ace Attorney stream. They want to do that. So that's going to be fun. But primarily, it's just Zelda for me. I just have that passion, but it's kind of evolving, and I do want to make Kingdom Hearts 2 Rando a lot more relevant on my channel as well, because I really do enjoy it, and I can't wait to see what other tournaments you guys put together, because I want to jump in on it, whether I go far or I just make it to the chopping block and decide to hop off. It's still, I just want to see it.
Beautifully said. All Rats Gaming and Rojo Mage. Folks, you heard it here first. All Rats Rojo. Thank you for joining me tonight.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us, man.
It's been
Have a good night,
awesome. It's
both
been an
of you.
honor.
Have a wonderful night, everybody. Remember to stretch.
Yeah.
Beautiful reminder.